How's it going, folks? My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. We're back with another live stream. We do this every Tuesday, live hardware electronic music on the EZBOT channel, typically with a bunch of awesome gear. Some of my favorites. We have on the table today, we have the Digitech 2, Digatone 2, Octatrack Mark II, and today we have the Novation Peak making a surprise appearance. I've actually had the Novation Peak for quite some time. I traded it for some work. And so it's been sitting around here. It hasn't gotten much use because I'm always playing on my Electron gear. And literally just before the stream started, I had it sitting there and I grabbed it and I plugged it in and I found this patch. And it spoke to me immediately. I was just like, oh, that sounds fantastic. Let's do what we love to do and make some music with a good sounding patch. It's my opinion that when you're trying to start a track, the best thing you can do is just find an inspiring sound. Like, that's how to get going. It's not about like, hey, I'm gonna sit down and make a banger today, and then I'm gonna use my essential recipe and go and formulate something from scratch every single time. Sometimes you just go and find a great sounding patch, and that's gonna drive the whole track forward. Or you download a great sounding sample, or you get some weird modular mess and sample that into your Digitech and go have a great time. Today we're going to sample the Peak into the Digitech. I might just play it live for a little bit as I explore the box a bit. I'm not incredibly familiar with it. It's a subtracted synthesizer. It can't be that hard to learn. And it's got pretty much every single knob on the front of the panel, and I can see what everything does. We got 3 oscillators. We got a filter section. We have our envelope section. We have some effects over here. There's some other crazy stuff that I haven't quite figured out or understand because I haven't explored it enough. But I knew how to make or find a preset that I like, is what I mean to say. And that's all it really takes to get started. I have this little groove on my Digitech and my Digatone. They're like it's very simple. I really like minimal techno. I really like deep house type sounds. I really like dub techno. I really like minimal house and just like really chill, kind of like airy, tippy tappy type noises, that kind of stuff, little ticks and stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff, ear candy type music. And I'm just like leaning into that with my Electron workflow a lot more lately, and it's just making me happy. Finding a sound instead of, chasing down to figure out how to make every style of music, which is kind of what I like to do, is try and just figure out, how do I do this? How do I do that? I want to know how to do this. I just like, I'm a person who's hungry for education. One of those humans who's just like, I want to know everything. I want to learn everything. I know there's not enough time on the planet, but in your day to learn everything. So I have to pick the stuff that I like and just kind of lean into it. And so lately I've been leaning into this like minimal and dub techno stuff, and it's been really gratifying to just find something that I like and just go kind of hard on it. And I have this workflow idea right now that I'm pursuing. I was explaining it to one of the moderators in my Discord, Jordo, who's a good friend of mine, and kind of like what my goal was. And I want to tell you about this too, and I'm sure that this isn't like news to anybody, but I am naturally coming to these conclusions. Like, I'm not reading about these ideas, I'm just naturally finding these things out. And often they're stuff that people have known forever. It's never like something so novel that I came up with it. It's just, I'm just finding these conclusions, right? Kind of like, well, I mean, just like when you learn how to, best make a power chord on the guitar. Like, you just kind of figure out this takes less fingers to do this, or it's just easier to put your hand this way. You kind of just come to that conclusion. That's been happening with me with hardware electronic music. I'm coming to these conclusions that I think a lot of music producers or DJs, stuff like that, have already come to a long time ago. And so let me just talk a little bit about what I mean by this and what I'm thinking. I'm gonna put the gear chat up. So we got this lovely group of gear here, and recently I've like pretty much concluded this song. It's 3 patterns long, this like dub techno track, and each one of these patterns has 2 variations of it. I can switch between these variations. I can go like this, and this is the same pattern, but it's the second variation of it. I can mix and match the sounds. and that gives me a lot of leeway to play forever. And that goes on to a higher energy level, to the peak energy, which is like kind of this housey vibe, but still kind of like this dub techno track. And so I have this workflow that I'm doing. And what I've decided what I want to do is I just want to fill up a ton of patterns with this whole concept. I'm going to just stay at 128 BPM because it feels good. I like this tempo. And I'm going to stick with this kind of vibe, this kind of like deep house, dub techno, minimal vibe, and just write as many tracks as I can and let them all just bleed into each other. This like slow cohesion as the music morphs into the next part of the song, into the next part of the song, and into the next part of the song. One of the elements that I'm battling with is, do I stay in the exact same key the entire time, or do I switch keys? Currently, in this little, this goofy little bop, it sounds goofy right now, but it won't once I add the minor chord to it that we heard from the peak. But this would not be in the same key as the other one because I changed the keys. I changed the bass note and went down to E minor from C minor. And I'm often playing in minor scales because I like minor chords and I really like just like that dubby vibe, and it's always just a minor triad is really easy to get going. So to transition, we talked about this in the last stream, how to transition from song to song, whether it's in a different key or in a different tempo. And that's a whole thing unto itself. And we showed it off how to do that. And maybe we'll even talk about that again here today a little bit more. I'm editing a video right now on that exactly. But to transition from one part to another like this, the same tempo makes it very easy for me to do that. All I have to remember is to take out all of my melodic elements so that I can move from one key to the next key and then just be generously, slowly paced and let myself edge into the next track instead of abruptly jumping into another song. And that's kind of the probably the hardest part about changing keys in this particular setup that I'm doing. So that's kind of what's on my mind. These are the things I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about, all right, if I change keys, then I'm going to have to remember that when I transition, I'm going to have to be very particular about how I transition. I'm going to have to remember to mute these elements or, you know, keep these elements active, or, you know, just this whole concept of moving from song to song is really important to me in live hardware electronic music because I want it to feel as fluid and seamless as possible. Really trying to emulate the best sounding production, not emulate, I'm trying to make the best sounding production possible for a live set. And often that's done with computers and CDJs and stuff. And that like really helps you get your performance out, but all that stuff is done in your computer and not live with sequencers. And so this is always a little bit more of a challenge when you're working in this format. You know, do you follow? Also, our non-sponsor today, let's give a shout out to the brand that we're hoping will sponsor us after they see me say how delicious this cream soda flavored drink is, even though that's not what it's called, but it surely tastes like cream soda. This is Polar. It's a fantastic seltzer, orange vanilla, which of course is kind of what cream soda is. Tastes fantastic. Sponsor me, Polar. LaCroix has abandoned me. All right, so, well, let's get into the music production. Like I said, I've got kind of this goofy, sounds a little goofy right now to me. And honestly, it's just like, it's got those little ticks. It's got this vibe to it, like this groove. It's this little like kind of semi-robotic thing. And I like that. I kind of like that I don't have my kicks at the beginning. I have like this pattern where the kicks are landing on the downbeat of just the second bar of every second bar right now. And then we got these little clicks here. There's an LFO, I believe, yeah, modulating this bandpass filter. And so every one of these hits lands on a different like modulated spot. It just sounds really chill and simple. And I'm gonna add a bunch of digitone stuff, or digatone, or digitone, or dogatone too. Sounds. And got this hooked up to the peak. Sounds absolutely bonkers. It does sound really good. Great sounding synth. Popular opinion, not unpopular at all, is the idea that digital oscillators and analog filters is the ultimate synthesizer setup, which I believe is what the peak is, right? Yeah, I like that. We have a comb filter patch doing the bass. Which I think sounds nice. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to kind of lock this in, I think. We'll make it a little longer, about 4 bars. I'm going to lock this trigger in just for 4 bars. So I just want to have this tasty pad play. But I think I am also going to edit it so that it is a little different. Sure. I guess I have to redo that. Okay. Yeah, I do like that. And wow, that's got a lot of bass. Do we do that? A 7th chord? No, that doesn't sound very good. What else do we got over here? I think it might be nice to like sample this and kind of like layer some sounds on it, kind of like almost go for like an ambient thing. Just playing a 5th for these notes. Sounds like it. All right, I'm gonna sample this chord. Sample the input. We'll just set it on record start. That's fine. And we'll grab the 4 bars. Or we don't need 4 bars of that chord. Even though I could, I'll just kind of modulate it with my hand, I guess. Why not? Nice. And then we kind of like, we can repitch this chord and get some weird stuff on the dig attack, and then we can kind of just let go of this patch. I love this workflow. I mean, this to me is the ultimate workflow. Peak, E, minor, chord. Where do we want to put it? Let's put it on 5. Make this 4 bars. We should maybe make it 8 bars and see what it sounds like. Hey, what the heck? Wait a second. Is that where I had that cool sound before? I don't think so. No, it isn't. Okay, cool. Clear this filter. This weird amp page and all these effects and any modifiers we might have. Yes. Let's make sure this reverb is nice and big and this delay is really big. Looks like it's all looking pretty good here. Modulate this filter cutoff, give it a little bit of life. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging out, having a decent time today? Having a decent day? Nice, relax, the realist wizard is here, thank the Lord. Circo, what's up, man? Moonbase, how are ya? Bauka? How are you? GG? Out nowhere? Weaslow? Stu J? Synth mode? Oh my, there's so many different people here. It's hard for me to keep reading them off, but you guys are all fantastic. James? Jamesy boy? James the Park came in, by the way. That's it for James Snow only. Okay, I kind of like, I'm gonna address this bass line because it's getting a little annoying to me. What's going on with the bass lines? I do have these like microtime steps on here. On this one at least. And this one. Which I do like. I just think I want to add more notes. Using the comb filter for this, so it's got the pitch is partly derived from the comb filter, but it should be having the key tracking all the way at 100%, so it should still follow my notes. Okay, why are these notes different? Why is this pattern different? Nice. Just that single note adds a lot of flavor to it. No, none of them are going off cam. None of the MIDI cables are. One going here, one going to the peak, and one going to the octatrack. That's all the MIDI cables. So I think I want to hear like some sort of like modulated, some like rhythmic. It's good that, oh, we already got some good swing going. I want to have like a straight type of beat happening here. What's happening on here? Oh yeah, check this out. Here we go. Forgot I put this vocal sample on here that I stretched with the stretch machine. It's fantastic. Fantastic for this style of music to use the stretch machine on stuff. see what happens. Let's do a function yes to do a temporary save and kind of move this bass line around and see what happens when the bass line bounces a little bit. By bounce, I mean bounce to a different location. I feel like... What's kind of confusing though is that because of the way I started this, with the kicks like this, if I move the kicks here and have it be on the 1, it completely messes with the bass line rhythm. But I wonder, so if I move these, wait, yeah, let's go like this and then do a temporary save, and I want to try something. We're gonna move these kicks over here. We're gonna move these bass line notes so that this is here. So this note is a E4. We want to go. Wait a second. That. Oh, that fixed it. Holy shift. Okay, let's just keep it this way. Now we have the same vibe, but at least my kicks is on the 1 again. Alright. I'm gonna put like a clap here just so we can hear it. Why did that stop for a second? Find like just a normal sounding clap. Okay, never mind. What you gotta love is how many samples you can have in your projects now. I mean, on the Digitech 2 going from 1. That works. We gotta put it in just like that though. Oh, how long is this? Come here, give me 4 bars. Nice. Let's add a little variation to this vocal sample. Maybe right at the end of this bar here. Yeah, I feel like it's working. The peak is the peak of synth design. Everything after is just reiteration. You know, we don't have to keep this physical modeling sounding bass. We don't have to have that. I think it sounds nice. It's a patch I made. So, you know, so I like, you know, I might be a little biased towards it. Well, that's pretty nasty with that distortion on it. I wonder. Let's try something. Let's track swap this over because I need this. Well, no, we can go like this. We'll mute this and go here. I'm gonna use the same pattern but a different patch. And yeah, yes, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna. Oh, this already has a different patch on it. And it has retrig, apparently. No? Why am I hearing that twice? Arpeggiator. You son of a gun. Alright, let's go into FM Drum. FM Drum is a fantastic synth designing drum. Or, sorry, synth designing engine. Patch designing engine for non-drums, I think. I think it sounds fantastic. And I just want to make something really warm. So let's start with, like, you know, let's just get to a nice tasty place real quick. Still too. A lot of bass in that. Sounds a little hollow right there. I love this particular engine because it's just like, you're just exploring a few knobs to get like the majority of the sound. As opposed to what you have to do with the FM tone engine. It's the same sounds you're making except for the FM tone engine. It just takes longer to get to here, I think. I didn't realize I was turning that up. I didn't mean to do that. Oh my god, what did I do? Bring me back. Oh my god, don't do that either. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that, I don't think. We don't need any transient. We could add noise. That is so sick. So we go womp on the end. Bump, 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 womp. Ugh. Alright, I want this straight like something like a little faster percussive thing. This doesn't have enough bass like the other one does. Or does it have too much bass? There's kick drums? What the hell's going on? You can tell that I've had all sorts of stuff going on in this project. Feels very panned. Just take the end of this ride. Let's add some little incidentals type stuff. Alternate bass. I think we should make this one. I really like the rhythm on that one particularly, so I really like it. So maybe this one has even more rhythm, but maybe it plays with these like offset trigs. Maybe we copy that trigger and then do the offset. Let's loop this page. On page one. Whoops. Sounds good on the grid. What if it goes really late? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. The late trigger is the shit. let's make an alternate version of our kick drum that is like a... Like when we build in the groove up, we can drop down into these like harder hitting. We'll do an alternate kick too, but let's just do it from the 4 on the floor really quick. So we can drop into this. Take turns, like kind of like filter things out. Oh no, let's filter the drums. Yeah. And then we'll drop back into this. And we want to like build up some energy. We could use a performance effect or something. A little bit more energy than I wanted to build there. Started a little late. Splashes. We're not going to do that. Nice noise sound from the peak. Let's get that in there. Why not? Just give me a bar of that. It's so nice sounding. Oops. Oh man, I could reuse that sample a lot. Okay. Sampling the input. Arm, 1 bar. Noise. Sweep. It's more like a noise duck. Like the bird. Yeah, noise duck, sure. Mm-hmm. 16. We do want to filter it, I think. Oh, yeah. Should we have like some sort of like random generated type thing where we have a bunch of notes that are just kind of like spawning in? That sounds really good. That's a good note to add there. I don't like when it happens though. A good rhythm for us. I'm kind of copy this. It goes 3, then it goes 3-15, blank, blank, or no, do we go 3, 3-15? And kind of copy that again. Should we see what happens if we do? Too much. Definitely too much. This needs to not happen. Now I need like a top line or something. Copy, paste. Modulation for our amplifier stage. Mode trig, random, give it a little slew, and just kind of. Kind of nice to kind of like quiet some of them down. What if this was like a reverse hat right here? What if we did that? What would it put? Copy. Paste. I want you to copy its sound. It's so annoying. Oh. That can't be right for the song. Sounds kind of cool though. What? Really works. I only want to play for 3 triggers. 3 16th notes. Whoops, wrong one. I guess it doesn't really matter. 3. Alright, let's see what happens when we switch up the energy here. I think this second part doesn't need to have the... I don't think there should be a delay here. I think this should just ride straight. Could switch the sound to a different hat so that we're not doing exact, they're identical, it's just a different rhythm. Kind of cool. Nice. It's starting to feel a little more ironed out. I think that second part, the jump, needs to not happen, to be the same as the other one, to like really... Wait, did I just... I was messing with the wrong bass line. That's pretty cool. I wish this was a little more stereo. That's silly. Let's get a different clap. One that just does the straight beat. Let's just start here. And I think we should add like some tribal tom stuff. I really like that stuff. like kind of like this thing, this like this pat, but maybe a different patch. Maybe we just see if any presets speak to us. Apparently I have to have the portamento up like a ton. Here. So this pattern would lead into, after I do 3 of them, at least 3 of them, would lead into, well, it would lead into this eventually. Definitely fitting the right vibe, right? All right, let's get our little tribal thing going here. And let's find a slot for it. I'm gonna go ahead. I've been putting it on 8 lately. I got this pack called South African Percussion Loops, and it's just so good. They're at 125, so you have to resample them to get them to the right speed to chop them up later. Let's see. That's pretty sick, so I could chop that up. Let's grab it. Resample it. Let's go to repitch. Sheesh. Doesn't need all those effects. This crap right here. Okay. So we grab, is it 2 bars? Is that how long that is? Yep. Grab a trigger for 2 bars, and then we resample this. We go into our mixer, and we say we want to resample from track 8. And arm it, and there we go. Well, that was only 1 bar, but maybe I should, that was only 1 bar. 2 bars. That is a really dope little line on top of this song already. Like, I'm gonna chop it up, but I also kind of like don't want to chop it up. But I'll just make it so there's some changes because I don't want to keep it the exact same. Like using loops is boring to me. I don't know what those are. What those instruments are? Are those I'm just gonna, everything is a bongo to me because I'm so stupid. We're just gonna say bongo 128. It's not a bongo, but whatever. I don't know enough about South African instruments to know the names. Bongo 128 already exists. You can see how genius I am. I've already done that. My God. Bongo 2. Please tell me that doesn't already exist. Okay. Switch this. Well, we could leave it right as a repitch machine, but it doesn't need to be a repitch machine. Now we can have it be a slice machine. Chop it up. Time to get choppy. Whoops. Slice grid. Wait, I said create slice grid. Didn't I? I guess I didn't, did I? I guess we need it to be 32. Yeah, change the slice points. I don't care. Okay, that works. Slice grid for the win. Let's have this be like, I like how it sounded first, so it's like, let's use that for a bar, and then the second bar we'll get a little more creative. We'll be like, maybe even off. That I used that bandpass idea. That was a bad idea. I guess I could just use that for transitions. Actually, it sounds pretty good right there. What if we move it? It's very subtle. I've been jamming for a while. I mean, I'm pleased with what I've been doing because I really am trying to write this like deep house dub minimal style music. I want to write a ton of it and just fill this up and then have that be what I play for shows for a little while because I've been blowing my ears out with this other stuff that I do, which gets like really, really loud and really noisy. Like EDM-ish hyper electro stuff that I like to write. But this stuff feels really just chill. It's got a nice dancey vibe to it. I don't know how I feel about this little lead line thing. It seems like a little too low-hanging fruit, like I'm not trying very hard or something. It just feels like feels weak. I don't know how I feel about it. I need to make an alternate vocal pattern. I like how when this drum drop, like, so when this drum pattern right here is, you know, only has these 2 kicks on it, and then it's blank and 2 kicks. So it's got like a 2 or a half note or half a bar of silence. But this, when it's paired with this snare from the B side of the pattern, it's like it's paired with this one. It's very minimal, but this B side snare carries it. Where's the clap? It's cool that it works that way. Nice. Let me see what's up to the chat and everything. How's it going, folks? Thank you for hanging out with me today. We're making music, hanging out. We got the peak on the table. We've sampled a little bit of it. We've gotten 2 patches of it that we've used so far, a noise sample, and the pad that we hear like underneath this whole thing is a patch from peak from the beginning of the stream. We're just making some tunes, hanging out, chilling. That was kind of the vibe that I was feeling today. I just wanted to make some music as opposed to it being more of an educational thing, which I like to do as well, but just making music is nice. One of the questions somebody asked was about this annoying thingy right here. I don't like this thing. I'm temporarily using it so that I can transfer the gear off the table and back onto the table. Off and back on, off and back on. That's literally its only purpose. It will go away soon. As soon as I'm done with the project I'm working on, which requires me to have this desk space vacant. So that's really all it is. Just me going back and forth from teaching, because I teach this one-on-ones. You can visit EZBOT.live and sign up for lessons with me if you'd like there. And you can also visit patreon.com/EZBOT and sign up for lessons from Patreon and get a monthly lesson, either 1 or 2 a month if you'd like, if you want to learn how to do all this electron stuff, among other instruments that I'm decently formidable at. But particularly Electron and the M8, I like to play with a ton, and I know quite a bit about them and can help you for sure. So if you want to get lessons, that's a great place to do it. Otherwise, no, this thing sucks, so we hate the laptop tray thing. It's not actually a laptop tray. It's a tray for a synth rack. It goes on a large synth rack so that you can put like guitar pedals and stuff on it. And that's its purpose, but I just borrowed it for this. I honestly hate how it looks. I don't like it at all. Guitars and Synths asks, right on EZBOT, the FM synth in the Jomox Alpha Bass does amazing pads for a drum synth. You love your digatone. Right on. Right on. So great to show us your approach to music production. Oh yeah, thank you. I like doing that too. I'm Team LaCroix. I am also Team LaCroix. We haven't cracked this sucker open yet. Whoa. There's always a risk. The risk is worth it though, because it's so tasty. But there's a risk involved here, and it's that risk that I really enjoy. I think that's the same reason people like Dark Souls and extraction shooters. It's a little bit of risk every time you go out. A little more incentive, you know? That's why I like to drink LaCroix next to my music gear. A little bit of risk every time I make music. Am I going to destroy my music gear today? Maybe. Hopefully not. Hey, did you already explain the MIDI and audio routing you're using? Sorry if I missed it. That's not really something that I'm get really excited to explain, but if you're asking, I can explain it to you. I don't I mean, sure. Sure. It's actually more complex than I would like it to be explained. If it wasn't set up in a way that I do it here in my studio, when I'm playing live, it's set up in a very simple, straightforward way. Dig attack goes into A and B on my octatrack. Digatone goes into C and D on the octatrack. This peak, if it was at a live show, which it typically would not be, would run into left and right inputs on my dig attack. Dig attack sends MIDI to the digatone. Digatone sends MIDI out to the peak and sends MIDI through from the dig attack to the octatrack to clock the octatrack, and that's it. That's the whole shebang, the whole kit and caboodle there. Hopefully that answers your question. Team, no water in cans. So team, water in glass. They're all recyclable, right? We live in a simulation. Peak is definitely a top 5 polysynth. Realist withered, withered, realist wizard. I like Peak a lot. I think the Peak sounds great. Let's see if I can give you my top 5. I don't even know if I have a top 5. Maybe my top 3. I'll give you my top favorite synths. My number 1 favorite synthesizer is the Prophet 5. The Prophet 5 is without a doubt the best sounding synth I own. And I bought it because it was the best sounding synth I'd ever played. That's why I bought it. So to me, still number 1, Prophet 5. Just very large, very expensive, doesn't do very much. Makes Prophet 5 patches extremely basic subtractive synth. Has, you know, a weird modulation thing that helps you get weirder sounds out of it, but still, it's a pretty simple synth. It's got great sounds, though. The sounds are just superb. After that, my favorite, in terms of sound quality, strictly, we're just talking wow, the sound is, would be, I really like my Delia. I love my Melbourne Instruments Delia. That's probably number 2 favorite sounding synth that I have in my studio. And I've heard other synths that are comparable in how good they sound. There's a couple of synths. Actually, there's a couple synths that I really want. Do I need more polysynths? No. Do I want more? Oh my god, I want so many more polysynths. Big keyboard synths, I love them so much. I'm obsessed with them. They're so expensive. They're so enormous. I don't have nowhere to put them. They're too much money, but I love them so much. If I could buy any there's 2 that I would buy right now. If I could buy any polysynths, there's 2 that I would buy. I would buy the Domino. I want that synth, very much so. The sound demos of it are insane. The aesthetic is freaking flawless, gorgeous, gorgeous polysynth. My god, that thing is, and it sounds so good. It's such a, it's like a Peak. I doubt it's that much different than the Peak, but it sounds good. But it looks, goddamn, phenomenal. I would love to get a Domino. I would really like to get the Frap Tools Magnolia. I played that at Buchla & Friends. The Frap Tools Magnolia, it was insane. It's a through zero FM polysynth. No one's ever done that before. Maybe people have built one in Eurorack, but it's probably as expensive as the Magnolia. Frap Tools is not cheap stuff, so their synthesizers that synthesizer I imagine is expensive. I don't know how much it costs, but I bet it's in the $35,000 to $4,000 range. Beautiful aesthetic. Not as great looking as the Domino. The Domino's Peak aesthetic for sure. But the Frap Tools has a different sound. It's all analog. And I felt like it kind of felt like a polysynth Buchla. Like I was like, this sounds were like Buchla-esque type sounds. They were weird West Coast sounds, but then they were polyphonic. And then they were chords at the same time. I was like, this is a weird synth to take me into weird territory, and I was really excited about how weird it sounded when I made changes. I was like, this is cool. I could get weird bouncing rhythms with the FM modulation in it, and just a great synth, and very beautiful. Very beautiful. But like I said, the Dominoes just like got my attention the most. Non-polyphonic synthesizers, I would like to get a Space Bee, the SB01, by Superlative Instruments. And I think I probably will end up getting one of those. It has like 24 hours of battery life. It's basically like if you took an OP1 and made it big and made it a proper synthesizer instead of whatever Teenage Engineering does with their synthesizers. And they make them strange and confusing. But it's just a proper, great sounding SH-101 style synthesizer. Very, very cool. I would love to have one of those. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's another synth that I've played that I think sounds just insane is the Arturia Polybrute. That's a really nice sounding synthesizer, for sure. But I'll tell you, my all-time #1 synthesizer, and it's like not based on just its sound, but all-time favorite synth. This might be obvious to you. My personal all-time favorite is the Digitone 2. I got it on the table. There's a reason why it's what I use during every single session. Digitone 2, by far my favorite synthesizer. I would never part with it. There's not a single synthesizer in my studio that I would say, I'll keep that one instead of my Digitone. Never. I would even trade the Prophet 5. I would never let go of my Digitone 2, even over my Prophet 5. If I could never use one again, that is. Of course, that would have to be how that worked. Otherwise, if I could just get another one, that would be stupid. But I'd say the Digitone 2 is the most fun synthesizer that I own. And it's amazing. It sounds awesome. And it's got the most quality of life features ever. So best synth ever, Digitone 2. Lots of great sounding synths. I do think the Peak and so many other synthesizers like the Peak, they sound amazing because they're like FPGA synthesizers. So they have like fantastic sample rate for their oscillators. They sound really good. And then you run them into an analog filter and you just can't go wrong after that. You know, if you do the electronics right, you just can't go wrong with that. It just sounds good. So any synthesizer using that format, any synth using FPGA into analog, you're gonna have a great sounding synth. You can't screw it up. There are other ideas though, like for instance, a wavetable, which is what the Delia does. Delia goes into a analog ladder filter, and that sounds bonkers. Sounds really cool. There's a little bit of aliasing that I hear in the Delia that does bother me a little bit. And that's just at certain pitch frequencies, like really, really low pitches. I can sometimes hear that depending on how the wavetable is pitched. So some of them don't do that, some do. But they also added a really cool, basically Platts into the Delia. So it has all these macro oscillators and it's multi-timbral. Super dope synths. There's just some really great ones. And like I said, I really wish I could own more polysynths. You know? The music supports the chill. Thanks, Bauka. How are you getting on with Toneverk? Great question. I like the Toneverk quite a bit. I think the Toneverk is a great sounding device, and I know there's lots more to come with it to make it an even more powerful Electron device. I think right now, for me, the Toneverk is a standalone Electron box. It kind of has like, it's pretty well rounded for like all the sounds that it makes, so I think I prefer just making music on the Toneverk by itself at the moment, even though it now has the quality of life improvements that are required for it to join my setup. But I don't need it in my current setup. Like this sounds great on the Digitech Digitone 2. I like how little I have to, or how, dude, how do I put this? I gotta articulate this with like a person with a brain. I like that I have the dual kit workflow, 8 and 8. I don't have that with the Toneverk. I could do 8, 8, and 4 and 4 on the Toneverk if I wanted. It's just a different experience on the Toneverk, and it would add, it's just a larger box. It would add a lot more to my setup. I'm not going to let go of my Digitone 2 in my workflow. Just not going to do it. And I'm not going to let go of the Digitech 2. It has all my sounds in it and all my music, and I write in it very quickly. So to me, I'm already kind of set up. So it's hard for me to integrate more boxes when I'm already happy with what I've got. And I think that's kind of an important thing about music production. There's a lot of stuff. My dog is crying at me. What's up, Gemma? There's a lot of stuff that that we want that we don't need. And like that's with me with these polysynths. I really want them, but I don't need them. And that's kind of how I feel about not the Tonewerk. This is just kind of Tonewerk. It's just leading us into this dialogue. But how I feel about like adding more gear to my setup. Like I don't need to add more gear to my setup. My setup is good the way that it is. My setup works the way that it is. I write music on it very quickly, and music that I like the way that my setup is. So it's like once you get to like, you know, a nice spot, you've played around with gear for long enough. I've had the opportunity to like do this for a living and kind of just like jam on gear all the time for a living. So it's a little different for me than it might be for people who do this in their spare time, and also worked at the synthesizer store for a long time. And my job was to sell synths and to hang out and play on synthesizers all day. So I've had a lot of experience with a lot of different gear. So I get to just kind of be like, oh, I've tried that. And I found sweet spots. To me, the sweet spot is the Dig-Attack 2, the Digatone 2, and the Octatrack and the M8 tracker. That is the sweet spot for me. There's a couple of pieces of equipment that I think are also can be sweet spots if I can push these off the table for a little bit and just kind of like not play with them for like a week or two. I think I'd really enjoy spending more time with the TR-1000 and the Push 3. And I think those are the machines that I feel drawn to the most right now that are outside of this Electron thing. I really like the TR-1000. Like, I really, really like that thing. It's my only thing from Roland that I really like. I mean, I like Roland stuff. I like their sounds, but I don't like their workflow on pretty much any device. I did like the JU06A. I thought that was a fun synth to play with. Like, that workflow was good. But I don't enjoy programming their stuff. But the TR-1000's pretty chill, pretty easy to program. And I'm actually forced myself to quit using Bitwig, despite me being a Bitwig instructor and literally just did recertification for Bitwig. And I forced myself to only use Ableton for the last 2 weeks. So everything I do, whether it's just recording audio or getting a synth sound or doing vocal stuff or processing my voice for a video or something like that, I'm doing it all in Ableton right now just to force myself to get used to where things are and trying to transition myself a bit more to Ableton so that I can lean heavily on Push 3, because I think Push 3 is kind of the future a little bit. And there was recently an update today. It was 12.4 beta came out and it added MIDI Learn to the Push 3. My goodness gracious, MIDI Learn on the Push 3 is such an incredible feature to have, and it's so important for the Push to have. And I want to play with it. I want to play with MIDI Learn on the Push 3. I want to like plug in my other synthesizers to the Push 3, despite the Push 3 not needing it at all, because it sounds amazing. It's, you know, Ableton synths are dope, so totally unnecessary, but pretty pleasant to have. That was like, I went way off. Whatever you asked me. Sorry. I'm working with a Tonewerk since 6 months. You can record pads from external synths and very nice chords on the Tonewerk. It's beautiful. Totally agree with that. Always a pleasure to watch your videos. Oh, thank you so much. Wondering what kind of tape you're using to mark your octa. It's not tape, my friend. It's a magnet that I have manufactured and I sell them. You can visit modbang.com and get yourself one. I got a bunch in my garage. I'll ship one out to you today, or tomorrow, rather. Another little one. I'm having jitter trouble when syncing my Digitone to Ableton. Well, that's one of the things I don't like about Ableton as much. Is Ableton's MIDI jitter is strong. I don't feel that as much on Bitwig. Personally, wearing the Ableton shirt, I love Ableton. Don't get me wrong, but there's a reason why I became went down the path of becoming a certified trainer for Bitwig, despite it being 10,000 times easier than being certified for Ableton. I'm not gonna lie. The skill set you need to be a certified trainer for Ableton is like beyond my scope with my ability with Bitwig. That's for sure. Very, very, very deep and difficult to become certified by Ableton. But I do think their software is CPU reliant a lot more than Bitwig. Bitwig feels a lot smoother and faster, and the MIDI jitter is less with Bitwig, in my opinion. For underground deep house pads or ambient, you have to try the Udo Super 6. Isn't Udo who makes the domino? Right? How do you like the effects on the tone work? I think they're dope. I think they're fantastic. Are you going to do a studio tour session at some point? I don't know. That sounds boring for you. Maybe it's not boring for you. I don't know. My studio has a couch over here, a bunch of guitars on the wall. I've been looking at a new guitar. I think I want to get a baritone guitar. I really want to get a baritone. I have a baritone harmonizer that's kind of busted up, so I don't use it very much, but I want to get a baritone electric. You can actually turn any guitar kind of into a baritone, but I don't know how the fretboard would handle baritone strings on my current guitars. And there's synths behind me. There's synths all over here. Audio interface. Levi's synth is over here. Guitar pedal stuff. It's not that exciting, to be honest. You want a baritone as well? Yeah, you're feeling that too, Levi? Hey, it's good to see you, Levi, popping in there. I think people who would be most interested in seeing, like, are other YouTubers or other video producers. They would be really interested to see how I do this, because I can move my cameras, you know, seamlessly around my studio during a live stream. I have a great color grade, good lighting, stuff like that. I focused very hard on my YouTube video stuff and how my audio is integrated with my video, stuff like that. I think that stuff might be more interesting than the actual music gear stuff, because my studio is much more a YouTube studio than it is a music producer's studio. What's going on? Good to see you. Are you gonna do a studio? No, I just read that comment. Peak is pure horsepower. Dawless house music. What's up, man? I like the style of like house and dub, like this kind of like chill, relaxing tunes that like you're not really like, maybe you know you're like, I like this song, but you're not like necessarily focused on it. You're not thinking about the song so much. Maybe you're doing something else. This is playing and you're just kind of like, I like how things feel right now because the music feels good. That's this style of music. And I think it works great for dancing too. Like you can go dance. 120 BPM is a great tempo to dance at. I think it works. Where's that pad at? Kind of curious what it would sound like if we went down an octave. Should we sidechain the pad? What am I, a fool? Why haven't I done that? Send the pad through the sidechain. Should already be set up for it. That's nice. I thought that was gonna work. I was pre-dancing. Maybe the pad shouldn't change. If I have it change every 8 bars, it's gonna like really feel like a song. And we don't want it to, I mean, not that this isn't a song or whatever. This is I mean, it's a track, it's a jam. It's meant to be jammed. If I add stuff that has too much tension, or like that's telling my brain or telling your brain as a listener that there needs to be a resolution, then I can't let it play for very long and I can't jam on it. So if I change this and give it a second chord, it may tell you that this needs to have resolve after a certain amount of bars. But I think maybe if I just bring it up or down an octave, that's different. Does that make sense? Maybe if it even just did that for a minute. And then we went back right here. It just did it for a bar. We do this for 48. And this for 16. There's no portamento, sadly. Oh, there is. Never mind. What am I talking about? Why did I even say that? Kind of nice. Maybe we add like a little arpeggio. Maybe we get an arpeggio from here. Did I just get lucky? That sounds awesome. Okay. Just go for a bar. Really go into like this trancey thing. Oh, I kind of have an idea. This is like gonna be like kind of a bit of a chord progression vibe, but we're just gonna play with like moving 1 or 2 notes around through it. I just want to test it out. Bear with me, fam. We have 20 minutes left. Do you know this? How to do this? You hold function and you use the arrows. See how it's jumping around the pages? It's jumping to every spot that I have a note in my sequencer. Very easy to program stuff this way. This is why I love the Digatone too. Oh no. Okay, thank you. Thought I just... Oh yeah, there it is. This sounds a little messy. Where's the high-pass filter on this sucker? I love that there's a gate length knob for the arpeggiator. That's pretty sick. I mean, it sounds cool. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, honestly. Yeah, it's just too much. It's overwhelming. I feel like this needs to be just something that gets added. This might need to be moved over here. What's happening on track 5 again? That's the chord. Too much bass. Clean that up. Did you agree with me about that? You can switch the filter to high pass. Yes, I can, but I was wondering if there was an additional high pass in serial after my low pass filter. Is there also a high pass? A lot of synths have 2 filters. I see my low pass. Both filters. We'll play with it more. Let's get this a new vocal patch. Does that not sound like Mario throwing fireballs? Probably kind of cool if it was just like really short. The hell? Does this have latch on? Oh, there's a billion pages, that's why. Feels really strong. Oh, it's just, this is just too much. Nice. That is nice if I just do it every once in a while. Maybe I do sample that. Input. Just get that arpeggio. I guess we use threshold because it's not on the... Oh no, I don't need to. I'll just put it on the one. What am I talking about? Sample a whole bar. I guess we need 2 bars. Dope. E minor. Arp. 128. Okay, I was worried there for a second. The hell? I just assigned it. That does sound cool if it's like when. I think right on bar 2 sounds fine. But it should also... Oh, that is super cool when it goes into the next spot. Maybe we just have it loop. modulate that. Sick. Couple new questions popped in, some interesting ones. Easy, are you usually staying in one pattern for your songs? No. No, not usually. My songs are typically multi-pattern. I mean, I have played some shows where I was like really trying to stretch a single pattern, and I did do that for some of the songs. But it's, you know, it depends on the style. But for techno, you can get away with the single pattern because you can just kind of like open hats, open filter, or open decay on hats, open filters up, throw down more trigs, stuff like that. Change the sound design on the digatone. You can kind of get away with stuff, shift the sequence around. You can have one pattern last you a really long time. For what I like to write, I kind of like, definitely an advantage is using more than one pattern and having like different energy levels that you're reaching for each pattern. That's what I like to do. That's kind of the idea with this song. Like I wanted to write like this deep housey, dubby thing, and it's gonna need I'm gonna use 3 patterns to complete the track. It's like more like, it needs a vocal sample in it that is like saying something you understand, I think. So a different vocal sample than the one I have, which is just clearly a human voice, but it could use like an actual person. Fun song though, super dancey. Definitely I need to go in with my bass with filters and mess with everything and get some kind of EQ this a bit because there's a little bit of mud in there. More M8 appreciation, please. You know, I was really crossed whether or not I should do M8 today or not. There's an M8 update that came out kind of like sneakily. It wasn't such a huge update, but now there's like, you know, a very simple percentage-based shuffle in there, which I really like. And they added a more, like a deeper version of micro-timing, which I really like because I've been really having a lot of fun playing with micro-timing my drums a lot. As you may have seen me do a lot of micro-timing today. So yeah, I do want to play with the M8 streams a lot more. I've just been really enjoying my Electron production currently, and I want to have like this Electron house. I do have some electro house, but Electron house, Electron dub techno, Electron minimal techno, like a whole set of it. I do have a little bit of that on the M8 too that I could have, you know, play in between those tracks. But I'm trying to complete this like project idea of releasing, you know, completing this music and maybe like having it mixed and mastered by somebody and put it on an EP or something. That's kind of the idea. Really, I just want to be able to play live this style of like chill vibes instead of the higher energy stuff. But we'll be back on the M8. There's no doubt. M8's the best. We love the M8s. Best thing to come out in years. Any news about Overbridge on Toneverk? That would be a game changer for this machine. No news on Overbridge on Toneverk. I do think it's going to happen, though. I can't imagine they wouldn't do Overbridge on Toneverk. But no news on it. Hey, Easy, do you usually use the Digi or the OT as your main clock? I usually use the Digi, the Digitact as my clock. That's actually a big part of the topic of this video that I'm cutting right now. I'm in the middle of cutting like 3 videos, so I keep bouncing back and forth between which one I find more interesting. But I'm cutting up this video, a shorter video on how to do live transitions from song to song, from different tempos and different keys. And I talk about why I use the octatrack as a clock slave instead of a master clock. Whereas in my YouTube videos from years ago, I'd always talk about using the octatrack as your master clock. And I've gone back, taken that back, and I explain it in that video. I don't want to go into too much depth on why, because it's a long discussion. But the reason I had it as a master clock before was just to mitigate pops and clicks from the performance effects. Now I don't care about that so much because I use performance effects for live, but if I was recording into my computer, I would use less performance effects. I'm less interested in live performance effects for recordings. And I think I'd rather just, you know, dial them in on my DAW because it's so specific. But for live shows, I really like using my octatrack, if that makes any sense. Not that you can't record the octatrack stuff. I have done lots of that. All of my stuff actually is like that. I just think it's a nice way to do it, to not do that as well. Looking forward to that video. Yeah, Righteous. I think you'll like it. It's a good explainer on how you could use the octatrack for live transitions. The song sounds like what we thought the future would sound like back in 2000. Thanks, Bauka. It does have like this future, like kind of this, like, I don't know, it's kind of goofy. Transitions into this dub track pretty good. That's working really well to go from here. Into... Even the chord change is nice from this chord. If I had like just like a repeating like ding ding like a dissonant sound to kind of like pull away from how housey happy it sounds. What note would that be? That's nice. Actually kind of just like doing that. Interesting. Some interesting ideas, for sure. Alright, cool. Well, we almost completed this, like, housey... this, like, deep, melodic house track, or pattern 1 of it, that leads into our dub techno pattern. What if we went... This, like, when it does that, it pitches up. It's like, it's too much. It's just too much. We go back to just... that's better. Yeah. This. Should we have the filter move a little bit on it? Random LFO? I thought I was working on the other patch, but that actually sounds pretty good on this one too. Maybe I should just always do this, you know? What does this modulator do? Not very much. I'm gonna get rid of it. Like that. This is better now. Somehow I just like made this track sound so much better to myself. I think it had something to do with that pitch up on that wasn't any good. Got some house grooving now. Yeah. Right at the end of the stream, we tweak it to a sweet spot. I could keep going, honestly, but we're almost at 2.5 hours. It's a long time. All right, folks. Thank you for hanging out. My name's Matthew, aka EZBOT. This has been a live stream. We were making some deep house, melodic, minimal type track, and I think we've got there. Turned out pretty cool. I like it. It's very housey. I was going for house. I'm much, honestly, I prefer like the dub techno experience because I like how much darker that vibe is. But I really wanted to make some house today. I listened to house before I started the stream. I was just like bouncing around to different house playlists, just listening to house tracks, trying to find something that I thought would work, and or something that inspired me, and found some stuff that I liked. Can't recall any of the artists, sadly. Sorry, I couldn't share that with you. And wanted to make some music with the Novation Peak, and we did. Used a couple of patches. We tweaked some patches. We recorded them into the Digitact. Got use out of my Peak, which is awesome. Good to use my synthesizers in the studio. Thank the Lord. And I like where what we came up with. Tweaked a little bit of the octatrack performance template that I'm working on, and some effects, some stuff I didn't like. Discovered that I didn't like something I had done, fixed it up. Good hanging out with folks. Just a good time all around. We do this every Tuesday. We do a live stream like this, live hardware, electronic music, dawless music production, pretty much every week. And if you like this kind of thing, you can visit patreon.com/EZBOT and join the Patreon, and that will support this channel directly and enable me to continue to do this process and share music production with you and tutorials and such. If you want to get your hands on performance templates, that's patreon.com/EZBOT. It's also coffee.com/EZBOT. If you want to be a channel subscriber on the YouTube channel, you can subscribe, but there's also a membership subscription that will highlight your name when you're in the chat if you wanted to ask me some direct questions. It'll highlight you, and I will respond to you much faster that way, because I can actually see that you are in that tier of committed to the channel type scenario. We have a sponsor who has not ever sponsored us, but we'll just pretend they're sponsoring us, which is a real sad thing to pretend. But it's a delicious seltzer water. At least I like it. Cool. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I will see you next Tuesday if I don't see you later on this week. Peace. Oh, visit modbang.com, not slash anything. If you want to get these dope MIDI cables. They light up. There's a bunch of different flavors.